Oh, hey guys, funny to see you here after I get home from work. But I guess I'll bring you guys an update on my 40-gallon breeder reef tank and my 29-gallon reef tank. And I don't like to talk about this much, but COVID has impacted me, and I really, like I said, I don't like to talk about it on YouTube. But I guess I'll kind of have to chalk it up to that a little bit. So let's jump into this. Alright guys, so I'm going to be showing you guys the 40-gallon breeder first, of course. But before we go into the little small details of this tank and what's been going on, since, I haven't given you guys an update in a while. If you guys are enjoying the channel, please hit that subscribe. And if you like this video, hit that like button. And if there's something you want to see in the future that I haven't shown off yet, please leave a comment below. Or if there's something you guys can help me with, or you guys want help with, please leave a comment below and I'll get to it the best I can. So that being said, let's look at what we got here. So I still have most of my coral. I am having more of an algae problem simply because I don't have as much hermits as I used to have. So I actually need to purchase more hermits. It's been a while since I purchased 30 of them. So they're dying off slowly, and annually you got to replenish your cleanup crew, and this is a little bit of what I'm missing. That's why you see some of the brown on the sand, and there's a bit of hair algae if you look down in here on some of my zoas. So that's going to be one of my priorities here soon. I need to, but my local fish store is currently closed due to a fire. Pacific East Aquaculture, you guys might have heard of it, might not have. One of the biggest online dealers on the Eastern Shore. But the other things I got going on is my favias are still doing really good. My anemone has been doing great. I think it's growing a lot. I actually really like. I know they're supposed to bubble, but I kind of like them being like this a little more. It just looks better to me in my personal opinion. But it does bubble every now and then. My leather's doing good. It has come off the plug on its own, so now it is integrated into the rock. That's really cool. And some of you guys might have noticed I now have 2 cleaner shrimp. I intended on having this little tiny guy down here being my 29-gallon when I get it started, and I kind of liked him a lot in this tank, so I've kept him here. And maybe you guys can see this. There is a tiny little arm here. See that little arm there? Yep. That is a small serpent starfish. He has grown a lot, actually. But he was a hitchhiker. That's pretty cool to see. Alright, so moving on. All my fish are doing really well. I do have some issues with my clownfish. A little bit of a ripped fin on his right side. I don't know what happened here. It's been like this for maybe a month now. I've been hoping it's going to grow back. But he's eating well. They've been healthy. That's the only thing I've really seen as far as the fish have issues. The hammers are doing really well. And you see one of my, I don't know if that guy's alive. Oh, that hermit is alive. Okay, but the hammers are doing really well. The torch is doing super well as always. It's getting so big that it's starting to hit some of my 8 cans. You can see to the left side of this 8 can here where it actually touched it and stung it a little bit. So, but the 8 can is going to be fine. It's going to recover just fine. I did move my Galaxy over here. My melted wax isn't doing too well, which is the chalice. Oops, I hit the mic. Down here, as you see, there's a tiny bit of flesh left. I haven't pulled it out of the tank because it's not completely dead. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe it'll bounce back. We'll see. Let's see. The next thing is my Elegans Coral. It's still dying ever slowly, but I think it's going to perish eventually. My other leather has been pretty closed up, but as you see, it's starting to come back out, so that's a good thing. The cristata up here is looking great as always out and fluffy. I just have a really good, I don't know what it is, but this tank does really, really well when it comes to LPS, so that's why they're all big and fluffy. The Lobo looks good. The 8 cans look good. The Gorgonian is perishing as always. but it hasn't gone all the way out, so it's still in the tank. I might just actually frag this out and put it as smaller sticks. The other Gorgonian is doing fantastic. As you see, it's completely out. The zoas on top of this rock is looking really well. The pink zoas are looking kind of strange, but they're all fully out, doing fine. I've had some issues with my sea urchin grabbing some of these frags and moving around. I actually literally just took him out of the display tank and threw him in the sump. So I highly do not recommend sea urchins for loose plugs, because they will pick it up and take it everywhere. So the next thing is my frog spawn. I'm not quite sure how well this is doing. One day it looks really well, the other day it looks kind of like it's sick. But I do have an underlying explanation for all this stuff, some of the deaths and stuff, so I will explain that as well. The GSP for the 29 gallon is doing really well. And this is the old GSP, and that's doing really well as well. And then we got the other zoas down here with the weird sea cucumber hanging out. It's doing really well. So most of my tank is doing well. I do have some small issues, nothing that's going to freak me out and drive me crazy. But for the most part, everything's doing pretty good. All right, so I have had some loss. And like I said earlier in the video, I said I had some underlying issues that happened to the tank, which is my fault. I completely blame me. I changed my lights, alright? So I know they look kind of similar. They are still current USA, but I went from the marine lights to the IC Pros. Now when I did this, I didn't like the spectrum look. I mean, I kept the same spectrum, but I didn't like the look of the new lights on that spectrum. So what do you think I did? Something dumb, right? I changed the spectrum. And you know what happened? The corals didn't like it. So I ended up losing my one SPS lepto I had. And I think my chalice is going to be gone here within the next few days. And my other leather is not very happy right now, but it looks like he's coming back out, so that's a good thing. And but the whole underlying reason why I did this, why I changed to a new light, was because I had some issues with my zoas and my anemone. My anemone was really not happy with the old lights, so I wanted to get a higher par, and he seems a lot happier with these lights. And my zoas were actually the biggest reason why I went for these lights. They have a higher par, and looking at my actual zoas, they look like they were reaching upwards. The stem was like really long. It looks like they were reaching for the light. So I didn't think they were getting enough light, intense enough light. So I got these new lights. So when I changed the spectrum, it was really negative. And like I said, it's on me, but I actually changed it back to my old spectrum. Lucky me, I saved the old settings, so I changed it back to that, and it looks like everything is responding really well. Everything's back out the way that it should be, and it looks like everything is more happy because it's got a higher par in the right ways. So that being said, that's a good thing. I think I'm going the right way with this. So lesson learned. So the biggest thing is always learn lessons. So let's move on to the 29 gallon.
Bro! What? There's no progress on the 29 gallon?
Well, this is all I got, guys. This is all I have on the 29 gallon. I know it's disappointing. It's disappointing to me as well. Like I said earlier in the video, COVID has hampered me to be able to get this up and running. Until I get fish, I'm not going to run this. There's no point. But I rely on 3 different sources. I rely on Live Aquaria. I have a local Petco that I really like. Thanks to shout out to the employee there, Randy, for working with me the other day. I went in that store and they really had nothing. Not his fault. They haven't ordered anything since March. Well, he's been trying to order, but they haven't had anything come in since March. And it is now May 15th. So they didn't really have much to choose from. They did have 2 black snowflake clowns, which were really pretty. I was really thinking about picking them up. But he was kind enough to actually put them together because they were separated in 2 different tanks. But he was kind enough to put them together to see how they reacted with each other. And it really was not a good sight. It ended up being pretty rough there at the end. So I didn't pick them up. And like I said, I picked that 1 shrimp up. And I'm not going to start up a tank just for a shrimp. So I promise you guys, though, this will be up soon within the coming weeks. I will make sure this is up and running, and we'll go over it. I will have an update about that. And so that's all I have for you guys on this. So sorry. Alright guys, that's going to be pretty much it for me today. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel, seeing the 40 gallon, seeing the disappointing 29, but I promise you guys it will be coming up soon, and we'll have a video out, or I'll have a video out for that very shortly. So keep in tune. So if you guys enjoy the channel, hit that subscribe. If you like the video, hit that like. And if you guys have any comments, please leave them below. I will respond to you guys because you guys are amazing. So, with that being said, peace! Alright guys, so I'm Jessmosis. Feel free to click on my stupid face, give me that subscribe, and if you want to see what I'm doing when I'm not on YouTube, feel free to check out my Instagram. So, I'm always posting on there, and if you want to see any other videos, if this is your first video you've seen of mine, feel free to click on any of these 2 that you see on the end screen. So take care guys, and reef on.